Hello, everyone. Welcome to Midwives Uncut, the Hurricane Edition.
Hurricane Edition.
We were going to originally do like our lives as midwives and how do we juggle everything.
Yeah, but this is kind of our life and what we're juggling right now.
Yeah, we're just gonna add in kids, work, hurricanes.
Yeah.
You know, wives, everything. So what we are doing right now, today is Friday, we are set to have Hurricane Dorian hit Sunday or Monday.
Or Tuesday. They can't figure it out. It's
ranging from a Category 1 to a Category 4.
Yeah, it's the most unpredictable storm I've seen in a long time, and we really don't know what's going on.
Yes. But there are a few things that we have done as midwives who work out of the hospital to help prepare our families, because we won't be able to help them at a certain point when EMT can't go out. We can't go out.
Exactly.
If we can't have emergency medical team come, then you shouldn't be out of the hospital.
Right.
So all of our clients have received a letter from us going over the hurricane preparation protocol, and also, and that's just like our protocol of, hey, listen, this is what we expect. That, you know, if you're in safe dates, we want you in the hospital.
Well, that's actually not ours. It's what's recommended.
Yeah.
And so, like Galena was saying, if EMTs are not allowed to be out on the street, because there are certain times when the winds are anywhere between, I believe, 35 to 45 miles per hour, then they're not allowed to leave, and we're not allowed to leave, because if we are at a birth,
I think it's ridiculous. They should crank it up to like 50 or 60. Oh, whatever. Whatever.
You know, because there's power lines that might be flying around.
True. Yeah,
You know,
okay, I forgot about that stuff. Things
We'll
flying.
just wing it.
Hold on tight, everyone.
So, but the reason why is because if we do have an emergency and they can't get to us, then that is not safe. So, any moms that are in safe dates, they have been instructed and it is recommended that they go spend the night during the hurricane in hospital. They don't have to check in. It sucks. But if they do start to feel...
Well, they wouldn't have to stay the night, because if the hurricane is expected to arrive Sunday morning, then they would just be spending the day.
Right.
And some of them did have to, like past hurricanes, they had to stay the night, which really does suck.
It does,
And so daytime is a little bit better. At least you're not, you know.
I mean, you're not checked in, but you're just there in the event that you do start to feel labor pains. You're in a facility that can manage that, because when the pressure drops, it is known that
kick things off.
It can kick things off, and it can put moms into labor if they're in their safe dates. So, well, one of the things that we sent to all of our moms was the Florida Department of Health tips for pregnant women and preparedness on like what you should be doing. So before the hurricane, you want to make sure that all your medications have been picked up. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's hearing this on the news and the radio and stuff like that, but especially for pregnant moms, you want to make sure you've got plenty of water, because dehydration can start labor.
Yeah, and the fact that you might not be able to get water after the hurricane is huge. Fill up everything you've got right now with water and put it in the fridge.
Right. And you should have at least 7 days of it, is what they have been saying.
Yeah.
And then call your healthcare provider. Just make sure everyone is open with communication and letting them know, like, what are you going to do? What's your plans? Are you going to go?
She had to go to the hospital and stay overnight.
Oh.
You were such a trooper.
Oh, yeah. One of our moms. So you want to make sure that you have that open communication, at least up until the hurricane. Just let us know what's going on. All of our moms have picked up their records, and they should have that, and they should go with it if they do go to the hospital. Here's the thing, though. Even though open communication is open, but, you know, who's to say we're going to have service?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't when there's a hurricane. So that's another thing.
Yeah. That way, we just know you're in a safe place, and then we don't. And then once, it's like we don't have to worry, which makes everybody's in a better place.
Right. Let's see what else.
After the hurricane.
So there's definitely going to be a period of cleanup. So keep that in mind and make sure that you are careful when you're driving. Try not to be venturing off, especially pregnant, because we don't want any. Dangerous scenarios.
And the good thing is they'll tell you it's not safe to go out yet. And another thing, birthing center clients, like if we don't have a functioning birth center, then we can't do anything.
Nope.
Which we're so thrilled.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
Drink plenty of water, take cool showers, sponge bath, don't lift any heavy objects, obviously. Be sure you do not tire yourself too much, especially if there's no electricity, you're not going to have anything to cool down in. And if you're concerned with you or the baby, then always make sure you contact a healthcare provider. There's some phone numbers there for Family Health Line, National Food Insurance, all that stuff, myflorida.gov. And there's nothing on here about moms who already have babies, so I'd like to talk about that real quick. You know, hopefully if you are breastfeeding, it makes it so much easier. I know when I had my first baby, I was pregnant during Katrina. I had him, and then he was only a month during Wilma. And I never forget the lines there was for water and formula, and I was breastfeeding, and I was so grateful and thankful because I didn't have to worry about that. So hopefully you are breastfeeding and you don't have to worry about boiling the water and sterilizing everything before you give. But if you are not, you have to make sure you've got plenty of water, not only for yourself, but for the bottles and for the formula, and make sure you have extra, because unfortunately we don't know how long we would be without. You know, there's been plenty of disasters that we've seen on the news and other places, and thank God we've been one of the lucky ones, even though we're right in the target of all of these hurricanes. But we never know when it's going to be that one that we end up in that situation. So always be prepared is
and
what's
fill up
important.
your tub with water. You can use that for like flushing the toilet when you can no longer flush the toilet.
Yeah.
And you can use it for things that like aren't required for drinking, you know.
Yeah, so we have one of our mamas said, stay calm and find a way to relax, because everyone will be talking hurricane nonstop.
Yeah.
If you have to turn the TV off to relax, do it. Absolutely, I totally agree. Yeah. Like, my husband is the meteorologist currently for all of us. We are not watching the news. He basically
I have not put it on at all.
He's giving us all the updates, and I'm okay with that, because it just can be really overwhelming and stressful when you're just seeing all the chaos, and people are just really chaotic right now in the streets. Lines for gas and things like that.
Well, yesterday, I filled up my tank yesterday morning at like 8 in the morning. No, 7:30. And there was a line starting. Yesterday was Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday. It's not expected to arrive till Sunday. And at that time, it wasn't expected to arrive till Monday. Mm-hmm. And it was already. And now certain gas stations don't have gas. So the less you do, the better. And we had a lot to do, so it was just, I said, let me just fill up my tank and get it over with. But then you still have all these days, so try not to drive around, try not to use your resources. Nope. Last hurricane, that was one thing that we did. I got snacks, I did like all this fun stuff, and we like went through our snacks before the freaking hurricane hit. And I was like, crap. Yeah. So I haven't really done that much this time, except water. I'm usually try to be careful about.
Yeah. You know, one of the tips that I can give you, so if you have like a 5-gallon jug at home and you have a filter, so instead of, I did buy cases of water, but what we did was we got 2 5-gallon jugs. I filled one with tap water and the other one with filter water from my filter. That way the tap water one we can use for like wash, brush our teeth, and, if we need to flush the toilet. And then the other ones obviously is to drink and have enough. And I think I might even do another one just in case. But you definitely, water is a huge concern. And any perishables, it's good if you get ice, ahead of time, because ice will at least last some time. But try to get through your perishables
Try not to open
first.
And try not to open your freezer if you know your lights went out, unless you really, really have to.
Right.
For those who don't want to buy bottled water, you can, what I recommend is, like, I have been filling up everything I own with water.
Oh, yeah.
So I had the 5-gallon thing that we filled up, and then I had a 2-gallon thermos thing that we used to take to the beach, fill that up. And all my kids have the reusable water things, and filling them all up. Mm-hmm. So basically anything I can get my hands on, and I have a ton of jars that I save. I'm filling them all up with water. That way I don't have to worry,
If you have any breast milk that's stored up in the freezer, if it's going to thaw out, I would highly recommend if you can get your hand...
Hold on, there's something. I'm sorry, I was annoying the crap out of me.
If you can get your hands on some dry ice, because dry ice will last a few days. If not, then that's something that you definitely have to take into consideration, because it will defrost. And once you defrost breast milk, it has to all be used in 24 hours.
Just stuff the kid up.
Yeah. So, or everyone else, hey, breast milk party, put it in coffee, make some baked goods.
Hey, ooh, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I'm just planning game night weekend. That's what I'm planning.
Yeah. So either way, we hope that everyone stays safe. We hope that everyone has their plan, has all of their supplies. We hope no one goes into labor during this crazy storm. We really want everyone to be
We really want to
safe and
deliver your baby.
deliver
so
here. Yeah.
don't have the baby yet.
Please don't hold it in
know?
just a few more days.
And what else was I gonna say? Oh, next week we will talk about how Sandy and I juggle our careers with having so many kids and having husbands that like us and
I want to be around
them.
us.
Yeah. So how we juggle it all, and hopefully, if you guys have questions for us, that this would be the time to post them, and then we will try to answer them next week. Because a lot of people say, "Well, how do you guys do it? You don't sleep," and we'll talk about that.
We definitely will. Thank you,
I'll just
everyone,
say
for
this-
waving and say hi.
This bag, they weren't there before. Those bags.
Well, I'll give you a little taste of what happened. We had a couple births last week, and one of the births, I was literally eating dinner with my family, and Glena's like, I think we have time. And from when she texted me to when I went all 30 minutes home to drop off my kids, get dressed in my scrubs, and come all the way back, it was like an hour.
It wasn't.
It was
You
an
were
hour.
an hour. Yes,
it was
you were an hour.
And
She wasn't here an hour. The woman.
no,
Right?
she went super fast. But I literally, from the moment she told me to the time, so that's a little taste of what our life.
That's kind of how I communicate with Sandy. I'm like, you have time. No, come now. And so,
and I have to drive like
she's
8 miles
gotten
an hour to
used
get
to
there.
it.
But thankfully we made it. But that I like to say that because I mean literally this is what it is. So our life just consists of sometimes we're just gonna get called. We're gonna get called in the middle of dinner. We're gonna get called in the middle of birthday parties. We have to change our schedule. Oh, there's a hurricane. We got to change everything around. We have to reschedule all of our appointments now that we had for Tuesday, and we just got to make it work.
Yeah.
Because that's the life of a midwife.
That's the life of a midwife. Okay, be safe, everyone. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty.
Bye.